This episode of Weed and Grub is brought to you by Vida Verde. Vida Verde is a health and wellness edibles brand.
Your voice sounds like the most comfy carpet to wiggle my toes on.
Oh, that's awesome. That's how Vida Verde makes me feel.
Oh, nice.
Vida Verde's mission is to provide healthy, organic edibles and tinctures that are made with only the highest quality ingredients.
Self-care, baby.
It's all about self-care right now. Vida Verde uses coconuts and cashews to create delicious, guilt-free cookies that are sweetened with unrefined coconut sugars and like the most delicious flavors.
Absolutely. I don't trust corn anymore because of all of its high fructoseness.
Yeah.
So I need things like coconut. I need things like cashews. You're allergic to peanuts. I just put that together. So no wonder you've been mowing them down.
Hate a peanut. Love a cashew. All tree nuts, no peanuts. So yeah, Vida Verde's edibles are perfect for me. And their tinctures are so great too. They're crafted with botanical extracts, which enhance their effects, like the Relax tincture, which is infused with chamomile.
Sure. I'm not going to come for you with your T pronunciations.
I can never remember which way it is. But yeah, they're so great. The Vida Verde whole line is organic, vegan, non-GMO, and gluten-free because they believe the best medicine starts with the food you eat.
It's like a checklist for everything that treats yourself right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that great?
It's really unbelievable.
It's everything you need. Man. Go to levidaverde.com to learn more and follow them on Instagram at levidaverde420.
100%. Cannot recommend enough.
Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
Is it still spinning?
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
It's spinning and it's making a crazy noise.
The computer?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it near you. That's how, like...
It's making a noise like it's emitting some kind of weird radiation, and there's a spinning wheel of death on the screen, and my stomach is literally in my throat. I feel crazy.
You have a spinning wheel of death. One of your chakras is a spinning wheel of death.
Yes.
Yeah.
My stomach, heart, and throat chakras have all combined into the three colors and are a spinning wheel of death physically located in my body.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I think we're all there. It's at probably minute to minute, we all have spinning wheels of chakras.
Listen, that neighbor dog has a spinning wheel of death chakra right now, barking its head off.
Yeah.
Everyone's upset.
Sure.
Ooh, I'm upset because this GarageBand project won't save and I don't know what to do. And I've looked up tutorials online. There's a 23-minute YouTube tutorial that I'm going to try after we finish recording.
At the end of it, it's just going to say force quit. It should be a 5-second tutorial.
I know, but I hate losing a project. It's so crazy. I mean, luckily we've got backup, but
I think there's I think I always trust autosave in these situations. I feel like autosave has been my parachute more times than not.
I really wish that I had this. Well, anyway, I'm not going to
force quit.
If wishes were horses, I'm not forcing quit.
Wait, what is that saying?
If wishes were horses? Do you know that thing?
No, that's an insane thing.
It's a thing
to hang my hat on.
There's a second part of it. If wishes were horses, we'd all be free or something. Hang on, I gotta look that up because it's a real saying. You don't believe me?
Now your phone is gonna be a spinning wheel.
Oh my god, my phone, everything. Wait, spinning. Wait, if wishes were horses,
that's an insane thing to catch on.
Wishes were horses, beggars would ride.
Say it again.
If wishes were horses, beggars would ride.
That's a piece of shit saying.
It's a old Scottish proverb.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know the second half. Well, the whole thing goes, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. If turnips were watches, I'd wear one by my side. If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no work for tinker's hands. What the...
That's
okay,
trash.
I'm very sorry I've introduced this into
That'd be funny on a throw pillow, though. That'd be funny. Instead of believe or you can do anything, hang in there. You just had the worst possible sayings.
If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Yeah.
That's trash.
That's sorry about that. Listen, I'm not doing well.
That made me feel worse.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know
if I could feel worse. This whole spinning chakra thing is making me feel... Well, you know what? I just learned about a name for this crazy feeling that we're probably... everyone on the planet is experiencing right now.
It better be better than if wishes were horses.
It is. It's an ancient word that actually existed, like Catholic monks. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up because it was so interesting. Have you ever heard of it, acedia?
No, never.
So acedia is a word that means lack of care. It is basically like, okay, hang on. My friend Allison posted about it on her Facebook, and I think her article was the best one. That it's basically the lost name for the emotion right now is the headline for this piece about the word acedia. The ancient term acedia describes the paradoxical combination of jangling nerves and a vague lack of purpose that many of us are feeling right now.
Oh, it's abyss-like.
Yeah. It's this says that a monk and theologian wrote in the early 5th century about an ancient Greek emotion called acedia. A mind seized by this emotion is horrified at where he is, disgusted with his room. It does not allow him to stay still in his cell or devote any effort to reading. So it was like a term that monks grappled with when they were sort of like, you know, their mind was jangly, but they also felt listless. It was just, yeah, I think it's so interesting because it's what we're all experiencing right now, this sort of weird paradoxical
that encompasses
combination.
It encompasses, it's a whole vibe in a word.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
To me, acedia is such a vibe.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
wow,
yeah.
Fascinating. And yes, also yes, 1,000,000%
Right?
accurate.
It's the spinning wheel of death chakra feeling that you might have right now during a worldwide pandemic while everything is falling apart.
Acedia.
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 Mm-hmm. And this says that the word was included among 8 trains of thought that needed to be overcome by devout Christians, like monks. Mm-hmm. Among these, acedia was considered the most insidious, and it was only after monks had conquered the sins of gluttony, fornication, avarice, sadness, anger, vainglory, and pride that they would deal with acedia.
That's very interesting because you strip away ego, you strip away want, you strip away all like man-made created desires, and mm-hmm. at the end of it, you're left with nothing but you,
just like
which is a nightmare
in an existential crisis.
Yeah, and to overcome self.
Yeah,
it sounds. I mean, it's something I strive for and think about a lot in self-actualization, becoming my best me. But sitting with me is a whole nother nightmare.
So interesting. I'm taking a mindfulness class right now from my friend Dorit, and we're talking about how in the moment, thoughts are always past or future, right? So in the moment, the only thing that's going on is physical sensations in the body and sounds outside you. But any thoughts are either about the future, which are related to anxiety, possibly, or the past, which are...
regret, I hate, why did I...
Right.
Yeah,
But in the moment,
it's empty.
There's no thought.
Right. Which is the goal of the monk?
Just to sort of be present, yeah.
To be present.
Without casting your mind.
Well, then we need to make the nighttime not the night, because as soon as I lay down and go to bed,
spinning wheel of chakra death.
Spinning wheel of chakra death. We need to ban the night.
Oh my god!
Please, yeah,
Ooh.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I would want to dive into that to see how a monk overcomes acedia to reach that 8th level, or to defeat whatever the 8th level is.
A lot of meditating, I bet.
Oh,
a lot of breathing,
I bet so. Yeah.
You know, gently bringing your mind back to the present when it wanders off, which is, you know, the whole thing that I'm learning with mindfulness.
Where's that article posted? It better not be like,
well, it was on Facebook, but and I, you know, nobody should ever go on Facebook, but it was in The Conversation. It was written by a guy named Jonathan Zecker, who was a research fellow at the Australian Catholic University.
Okay, I would believe that.
Yeah. So interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would like to post that in our show notes.
Let's do it.
That's the kind of thing where I don't know why I feel relief knowing that what I'm feeling has a term.
Yeah, it's just good to identify things.
Yeah.
You know? There's a relief in naming things.
It is.
And having the common sort of experience of like, oh, you too? A word?
No wonder Pictionary is such a difficult game.
Yeah.
What is the thing?
What is it?
Wow. Well, we got some other good news.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into our Grub IG Gazette?
Say hello, though, first.
Oh, shit. What up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
Welcome to Weed and Grub, everyone. This is a podcast about comedy, cannabis, cooking, culture, calling shit out, and
spinning wheels of death in your chakra.
Chakras.
Chakra.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I do want to get to the news because it is kind of good news. We've got a story from Politico in the Grub Gazette this week, which is reporting that the House is going to vote on legalizing cannabis this month. There's a vote called the MORE Act, which would remove cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act and also erase some criminal records. And the main sponsor of it is Kamala Harris.
Great. Good start.
And the vote will be in Congress this month. And I mean, that's kind of the news. We'll see what happens when they vote on it. And then if it does get passed, it'll go to the Senate, Republican-led, Mitch McConnell in charge.
Right.
Yada, yada. We all know how that'll work out because he's a fucking dink. But
everybody is saying that it's never going to pass and it's going to be destroyed. But the very idea for me that it's on the docket,
Yeah.
and it's in the conversation for federally,
yes.
You got to swing at the pitch if you're going to hit the home run. So let's fucking start throwing pitches out there.
Yeah, exactly. Randall Meyer of the Global Alliance for Cannabis Commerce is quoted in this article as saying a floor vote on the bill would be the greatest federal cannabis reform accomplishment in over 50 years. And it would remove weed from the Controlled Substances Act, where it's listed as like,
It's with heroin.
Yeah, it's more harmful than fucking cocaine, which is hilarious. So fuck that.
And also you get better ideas smoking weed than doing cocaine, and you finish those ideas. So maybe they shouldn't be on the same level.
Can I just say, though, that some of those 90s movies that were super cocaine fueled, like we watched Con Air the other night, and you said something about it being a cocaine movie, and I was like, yeah, the cocaine, it really did, like, those explosions and, like, greased up muscles and stuff.
The heyday of Jerry Bruckheimer was a cocaine-fueled, action-packed blockbuster season. Like, there's no way that those were not cocaine movies.
Everybody in that movie was on cocaine.
Yeah.
Every single person.
Well, just the very idea. It's like, and then it's in Vegas, and then the money falls from the sky. And they're like, yeah, it falls from the sky. And then they crash into a building, and then they crash into, and you're just like, yeah, that was just a whirlwind of lines, powder, and clouds.
Yeah.
While some assistant was typing furiously to keep up with their conversation. That's how I picture that being created. All those movies.
There's a lot of fun in smoking weed and watching a movie that was made on cocaine. That's just how it should go.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say about this bill
Yes.
that I do have hope for also is because we're getting our news through places like Twitter, where it's just a 1-minute pull of information. If it does go to the floor and people are able to speak to everybody from a knowledgeable place about why it should be legal, that is going to be a victory in itself, because it'll hit the ears of the folks who might need to hear it most. And that could change a lot just purely through fighting for, even if it does not get passed.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. To have it be a part of the national conversation where they're actually bringing it to vote to legalize it and expunge fucking criminal records. It's a great step forward.
It is.
And for that full story, you can go to Politico.com. It was written by Natalie Fertig, and the headline is House Set to Vote on Marijuana Legalization. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that.
Wait, it's not. That's not a clickable headline. What's Politico doing? Just putting facts in their headlines like that?
They're not like the most exciting, but they're fucking solid, and they do good reporting. So
Bruckheimer, I feel like Bruckheimer is writing headlines right now.
Yeah,
it's like a cocaine-fueled Con Air headline. Like,
there's a headline writer somewhere in the world blowing rails, and like, well, Drudge Report probably.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yo, 100%.
He knows how to come up with a banger.
I'm racking my brain in the back of my mind how to write the Senate talking about weed headline to make it an action-packed blockbuster, but I don't have it right now.
Yeah, it's hard to make that exciting, but it is exciting. It's really fucking exciting.
And I would also like to say in the news, thank you everyone for coming to my side and saying that ice is overrated. Some of you said it's a piece of shit. I would like to shout out Tanner Reed for having a really powerful one-sided dialogue with me about how ice sucks. It's so great to commiserate with people when you're all in the same camp. So
I was shouted out on Twitter for someone was on my side, and they were like, yeah, it is fucking blasphemy that you would say a Frosty mug sucks. You're a fucking lunatic. So thank you for coming to my side on that, because everybody loves a Frosty mug. I don't know what's wrong with you.
We are a
You're
house
a
divided.
Nihilist. You're like an ice-hating nihilist. And I love ice, and I'm the opposite of a nihilist.
I'm a nice-hating nihilist. You're
I don't
absolutely
even know
right.
what the opposite of a nihilist would be.
Of a nihilist?
I'm right there with you on the nihilism.
I don't know what the opposite would be.
I don't know if we're so divided, but we definitely, the ice was,
Well,
it was like shards. Shards between us.
We have people coming on our side. Coming? Wow.
Whoa. Tanner Reed. If you want your monocle to pop out, give that
Follow
account a
his
follow.
Yeah, follow his OnlyFans, follow his Twitter.
Woo.
Yeah.
Fucking hot.
Coming on my side.
Okay.
Well, also in the news, I haven't found a good cream soda, and so a lot of you shared your favorite cream dreams with me, and so I bought as many as I could find at the grocery stores here in Washington, and I wanted to try some of them on air. Do you want to try them with me?
I do. I'm looking at them and I'm so excited because they're all crazy different colors. One is clear, and then the rest are like varying degrees of kind of caramel color.
Yeah. So if you're just listening and this is your first step with us, last week I'm just frustrated because I love cream soda, but I can't find a good cream soda. Personally, I think A&W cream soda is my favorite. They don't have it here, so I've been trying odds and ends, and they're all not up to snuff. But many, many people said, you've got to try. This is my jam. So I bought as many as I could. I have 4 right now.
Ooh.
Excuse me, just burped, getting excited. I have Jones cream soda, Teddy's cream soda, Boylan cream soda, and Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
I'm pulling for the Dr. Pepper, but I want to know about this Teddy's because it looks like a 40 of malt liquor. What the fuck is up with that shit?
It is. It really does. It looks like
you should
old
have it
English.
Yeah, you should have it in a paper bag.
It also was like right around that 74-cent soda type of a thing.
I'm concerned.
It's chemicals in a plastic bottle.
It's just a very large bottle.
That's so funny.
Okay, what are you going to start with?
Well, let's start with Teddy's. You just
Okay.
brought it up. I got you a tiny cup.
Thank you.
And-
no ice.
No,
And
well,
and can I just fucking say that these are all room temperature cream sodas, which is so the Teddy's is popping off. Shit's popping off.
it's so like nobody's ever opened a Teddy's before, so it's so excited. It's
You know,
this is my time.
I think it's probably because it's room temperature, which is a fucking crime against soda. All soda should be cold.
You think you taste more flavor if something's cold?
When it's a soda, yeah. Like you don't drink hot white wine. You know what I'm saying? Warm white wine, you like room temperature. You're gonna fight for room temp white wine right now.
Room temp white wine.
Okay.
Room temp all the time. Room. That's like whatever like Biden Harris. I don't know what their
Platform.
what's their slogan
Fuck
besides
Trump.
Fuck Trump. Yeah, that should be it.
that fucker
Mine
out.
is room temp all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's safe. That's good. A lot of seniors in Florida would be on yours. They'd be like, he's such a nice young man.
Seniors and moms love me. I think my base is strong.
Oh my God, this is a huge cup. This is like 3 big gulps of this stuff. I'm
shit.
gonna have to drink this whole goddamn thing. What's happening? Is there a hole in your
Hey,
cup?
can I ask you something about your beer drinking? Mm-hmm. Is it a Midwest thing where you wipe the side of your nose and put your finger in your beer to get the foam to go down?
What?
It is.
I literally have no words. What are you talking about?
It's such
Fucking
a thing.
Midwesterners. You
It's
wipe?
such a thing.
You what?
So you know Tawny Newsome? She's on Yo, Is This Racist?
Oh,
she
yeah,
does Comedy Bang Bang a
Hell
lot.
yes.
She's on Lower Deck, Star
Yes.
Trek. So she's a Second City performer, and we knew each other peripherally when we were both in Chicago. She was working on ETC, and she just tweeted, she was like, I don't want to hear blank, blank, blank unless you know about the Midwest. And she was talking about how you wipe the side of your nose and put it in your beer to get the foam to go down. I was like, I haven't thought about that in so long, but I wonder if that's a Midwest only thing.
Like you're kind of getting the oil off your skin
Yeah.
to like take the head of the beer off.
Yeah.
That's so fucking strange. Are you from the part of the world where you put eggs in your beer too?
Eggs in your beer?
Yeah, there's
No.
like somewhere maybe in Wisconsin. I don't know. Someone has to like please get back at me about this because I feel like my friend Beth did it once. You put like you crack an egg into your beer in the morning.
Oh, as part of a hair of the dog situation?
Maybe, yeah.
Absolutely, I do that.
So you look at me like I'm crazy and you're like, oh, 100% I do that.
I was picturing like pictures around the Applebee's at nighttime versus a good morning, what happened last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a hangover remedy where you're from.
100%.
Put an egg in your beer.
Yeah,
With like tomato juice maybe?
Yep, my boy Bentley had a great recipe, and there was eggs and tomato juice. I'm trying to remember what it's called, and I can't remember the name he called it, but yes.
Okay.
I'd love to know if anybody else out there, does like the nose wipe beer foam.
That's fucking nuts. I've never heard of such a thing.
Teddy's?
All right, Teddy's.
let's
Here
see
we
what
go.
happens. Ooh, I love the smell.
All right.
It smells caramelly.
The nose on it is good. The color is nice. Oh, no.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's everything I want, and it tastes like a vanilla Dum Dum to me. It's just like one note, and that note is like cream. Yeah. And that's it.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
Like there's nothing left afterwards, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very thin. It's like it doesn't have any of the kind of
that's what I want.
caramelly, nutty notes that I want from a vanilla cream soda.
Okay, so this to me is
I definitely don't want to drink
perfect.
all this. Well, that's so weird. You're nuts.
Well, let's put it in our spitbowl.
I love that you have a spittoon for the cream soda situation.
Yeah, well, this is like wine, right?
Ugh, I did not enjoy Teddy's.
Oh, Teddy's is my... Okay, what do you want to do next? Dr. Pepper, Boylan, or Jones?
I feel like I want to do either one of the two kind of artisanal ones. The
Jones.
or
Let's
the
do
Boylan.
Jones.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say Jones has a thing on their sodas that says, send us your photo, and if we like it, we'll put it on our label.
Okay.
Can we send a picture of us, our Weed and Grub picture, to Jones and see if we can get on their label? Even if their soda sucks?
Yeah, take a snap of us like walking in the woods somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I would love that.
Okay, here's Jones.
Jones, I feel like it's such a Pacific Northwest. I feel like it's like a Seattle soda. You know, like look at that label. Doesn't it look like 90s grunge kind of
Absolutely.
aesthetic?
So this is a Cane's Sugar soda.
And it's clear, which I appreciate.
That's kind of cool.
No coloring.
Yeah. Did you ever drink Crystal Pepsi growing up?
I feel like I wanted to.
Sure.
But maybe we couldn't get it where I was.
Oh,
Like there were certain things that happened that you couldn't get where I grew up because it was so fucking like certain flavors of chips and stuff just never came to Newfoundland.
Of course.
So I feel like Crystal Pepsi was one of those things where I was like, that sounds so cool, but we never had it.
Man, the heyday of Clear was such a sweet spot to be alive.
Yeah.
Everything was so exciting because everything was fun and clear.
Magic.
It was
right?
magic,
Have
truly.
you seen, there's a clear lemon meringue slice of pie that
Yes.
I saw. Have you seen that?
Absolutely. And they hold it in front of the window and you can see through the lemon meringue part
It's
out
crazy.
the window.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
It's magic.
All right,
Nothing
Jones.
okay, here we go. Jones, clink, clink.
I hate the
Ooh,
smell.
Wow, it smells like cotton candy. Oh,
Not for me.
that's crazy.
It's not cream
hate
soda-y
it.
enough. I like the flavor, but it's a little bit too club soda and not enough cream soda for me.
Oh, I really don't like it. I don't like the cotton candy on the nose, and then
Okay.
maybe I just don't like room temperature. Maybe I want it just to be cold.
Listen to this. You want to hear the ingredients in a Jones?
Ugh.
Carbonated water, inverted cane sugar.
Okay. What, did they hold it upside down or something?
I think so.
What does that mean?
Upside down cane sugar.
Sorry.
We go find 6 Draculas and stuff their pockets with cane sugar
Oh
while
my
they're
God.
sleeping.
That just totally, it just made me think of some, like them holding cane sugar, like a bag of cane sugar upside down. Like
Like a
shaking it.
bully. They hire 17 bullies.
All the change is falling out of its pockets. I'm like, let me down.
Jones is an equal opportunity bully employer.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I don't like this.
No, I don't like it either.
Okay, but we still want to be on your bottle.
I do. I do want to say that I think part of my issue is the room temp. I really do.
Well, I'm not going to give you ice because then it's going to dilute the natural flavor.
All right.
Okay?
Here we go.
We're treating this like we're at a barbecue where we're in hour 4. Our hands are a little bit wrinkled from swimming all day.
Nice.
The chips are out. The potato salad's
I
a
have
little
some
bit too
barbecue sauce on
warm.
the side of my mouth.
Yep, and
Yep.
there's just a couple of sodas swimming around in what used to be ice, but now is all water
Okay.
cooler.
I've got one corn cob in each hand to dip in like butter and mayo.
Yeah.
Great.
Uh-huh.
And afterwards, I'm going for the red velvet cake.
Great.
Perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
that's funny.
Scene is set.
I just pictured you instead of a dagger and a sword.
Oh,
two
rapier and
ears
a
of co-
dagger?
Yeah, just 2 ears of corn.
Just 2 ears. I could do battle with 2 ears of corn.
So these last two are interesting. The Dr. Pepper cream soda and the Boylan, they were recommended the most
Oh.
out of everything. So like we're in double digits here. So we really can't go wrong. I'm going to go with the Boylan first.
Okay.
Established in 1891. Mm-hmm. Another cane sugar trip.
It's a very attractive bottle.
It is.
I feel like it's, it's got that kind of like craft look. I love a etched label on glass, I have to say.
Very sexy.
Big
Okay.
time into that. All right.
This is really nice. I like the color too. You want your cream soda just the lightest, like you're like 78% hydrated when you pee. That's my cream soda color. Like 78% hydration.
Like it should be the color of your pee when you're
right around that hydration level. That to me is the right. Anything too dark and it's unattractive. Anything too light or clear.
Yeah.
How's boiling?
Okay,
smelling?
I feel like it should be like the color of a good beer, a good American beer. I like the nose on this. It's kind of got a hazelnutty quality. Mm-hmm. That's fucking great.
That's delicious.
Yep.
Boiling. Y'all were right.
Yep.
Everybody, you were right.
That's so good.
That's great.
What kind of sugar is in boiling? Who did they hang upside down to make that batch of deliciousness? Because I feel like it's cane sugar, right?
De-escalating.
What?
It's de-escalating conflict mediation cane sugar.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. Yeah, it's good person cane sugar.
yeah. It's like whoa.
Whoa! Everybody, just take a breath.
We're
okay.
all people.
Everybody, just step back, take a breath, chill out, have a soda. It's gonna be fine.
No, it's just cane sugar. That's it, and then pure vanilla extract, and then a bunch of science.
So yeah, a cream soda really the notes you want are vanilla and sugar. That's
it.
kind of it.
That's it.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
I love this one. Well, okay, that's gonna be hard to beat.
Yep.
Fuck, man, I really thought Teddy's that looks like a 40 was gonna be the one.
I
was, and brown.
Oh, I'm just noticing that is that Teddy Roosevelt on the label?
Oh,
I see a hat. he looks Roosevelty. Well, whoever that Teddy is. Yeah.
High fructose corn syrup,
Woof,
man.
No.
That's so funny.
Oh man.
All
okay.
right, the last one.
Okay,
Dr.
look,
Pepper.
I even finished this. I didn't have to dump the boilins into my cream soda spittoon. It's delicious.
Wouldn't that be fun? I would love. I love tours. If we ever go to St. Louis and we do the Budweiser tour, I love a fun tour.
Love a
and
tour.
then you get all the tastes and notes and things.
The best part.
It'd be so great to go on like a Faygo tasting tour where you go through the Faygo factory and then try Moon Mist and Ruby Red and all of them, and with a little spit bucket.
Is that a thing?
I do know some people who tried to go to the Faygo factory and they're like, we don't do tours.
What?
Because it's probably just like huge vats and one person tapping on dials and being like, it's in the green.
Not that exciting. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I toured the Heineken and Carlsberg breweries, and those were both fucking amazing in Amsterdam and Copenhagen. That was really cool.
That's awesome.
Highly recommend.
Love a tour. All right, Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Wow, it looks like Coke. Or I guess it looks like Dr. Pepper. It's very deep caramel.
I like that. It makes it familiar, so I trust it more.
No, it smells like Dr. Pepper. That's fucking
You don't like
crazy.
Dr. Pepper?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't
interesting.
like that cherry thing.
No judgment. What about Mr. Pibb?
No, not a fan. Although I do love a black cherry soda.
Okay.
So there's something about I don't know what it is. I feel like I have a bad childhood memory that's locked in some closet associated with it because I have a physical sort of no.
Yeah, with a person whose name is Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, like Jason Auchinleck, I think maybe. He gave me 2 black eyes. I feel like I would associate him with Dr. Pepper.
With his fist?
Yeah.
What's that story?
Oh man, he had a really nice new bike and I touched it and he told me not to touch it or he'd give me a black eye. So I touched it and he gave me a black eye and then he was like, don't do that again. Guess what I did? 2 black eyes.
Fucking good for you. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, anyway, so.
Wow. Well, I don't want to cheers to him, but here goes fucking Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Jason Auchinleck. All right. I need you to talk about it.
I don't love it,
Okay.
but I love Dr. Pepper. So if I had this in a bottle and I was just walking around the mall, I'd be very happy.
Okay.
But I don't love it as a cream soda. I love it because I love Dr. Pepper.
It's so Dr. Peppery.
Yeah.
It's not cream soda-y to me at all. It's like a vanilla Dr. Pepper.
I think it's almost as if Dr. Pepper had leftover cream soda that wasn't bottled and they were just like, throw a few drops and we'll print up a label for 5 cents. And I feel like this is some kind of bonus soda that is meaningless to them, but it helps them like save a couple pennies.
Yeah.
Right?
It does. Yeah. It definitely has a B-roll sort of
Thank you.
quality.
Yeah, it is a B-roll soda for sure. That's brilliant. Yes.
I'm still drinking it. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't like that one.
Yeah. But
All right.
boiling is the
Boiling all
one.
day.
Amazing.
I want to try more now.
Okay.
That's so fun.
Well, if anybody out there has in a broad category of soda something they love, for me, orange soda Fanta is such, and Slice comes in second.
So good.
Orange
Crush, just straight up Orange Crush.
Are so good as well. But yeah, if there's like a broad soda category and we should try some favorite sodas of yours, hit us up. What's your favorite soda? We'll find it if we can and give it a whirl.
You know, there's a truck in LA that sells like sodas from abroad and like chips and candies from around the world, and you can buy like, you know, Mountain Dew Doritos from Australia for $30 or whatever. And I bet we could find some like weird, cool sodas and spend a lot of money doing this.
I would love to. Hey, Michael Walker from the Tender Friends, he's in that Reddit group for soda. So I bet he has some good recommendations too.
That's right.
Well, thank you everybody for sending your cream soda suggestions. And
I'm really curious what this is like now.
Oh, we've got to do the suicide soda.
The witch's brew. That's what I would call it. Okay, so this spittoon, neither of us, your backwash isn't in this, right? It was
I have never backwashed.
Okay, I'm going to drink out of this. I think it's kind of gross, but... Oh. I'm not going to tell you what I think it tastes like until you've had some.
Okay, I love that we're doing the suicide soda.
Drinking from the spittoon.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to hear what I think it tastes like?
Yes, please.
You know when you're at a party and someone put their cigarette out in your beer and then you drink it? That's what that tastes like. Cigarette beer.
Oh, man.
Gross.
I like it.
Of course.
Like you're going to leave and that's going to like...
Yeah, you were the guy in high school who would drink the beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd like
it.
put your arm up against the wall with the girl you're talking to.
Yeah, you're going to think that that's in the sink, but I have drank that.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
That was fucking awesome.
So, we got to get going.
Yeah, we have a fucking guest. We got to get to our guest.
All right, you want to do Buds of the Week?
Yeah, let's do Buds of the Week. I actually was just talking at the beginning of this podcast about doing a mindfulness class. And my Bud of the Week is my friend Dorit, who is teaching the mindfulness class through her business, which is called Kindfulness. You can follow Kindfulness on IG at kind.fulness. And Dorit and I used to like do theater together in New York, and now she's kind of moved on to this whole new thing where she's teaching people mindfulness, and it's fucking awesome. So shout out to Dorit. She's at dfly80 on Instagram. She's a really fun follow and dear friend.
That's a good Bud of the Week, especially with the Acedia happening right now.
Acedia.
With Acedia popping right now.
I feel it.
My Bud of the Week this week is Parmigiani. Follow John Razzano on Instagram at Parmigiani, and it has 3 N's in it. He just sent us a great pumpkin bread whisk pick.
Hot.
And then he sent the aftermath of the pumpkin bread, and it looks moist, it looks dense, it looks lovely, it looks so tasty. And then his whole Instagram is like sandwiches he's made, pizzas he's made, delicious looking. Ooh, what is that?
What are you looking at?
This ice cream sandwich he made. Holy shit. He made a snickerdoodle ice cream sandwich out of 2 chocolate chip cookies.
What?
And just a whole carton of snickerdoodle ice cream.
Oh my fucking God.
Follow Parmigiani, y'all. That is a good follow right there. And that's my Bud of the Week.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to our Bud of the Week,
our VIB?
Our VIB, he's a great intro to our sponsor for today's podcast because he is with Cannabis and Tech Today, Chuck Warner, and we have an awesome piece of tech, DaVinci.
Yeah, the DaVinci is the tech that I didn't know I needed that I love to have.
Yeah, so this episode of Weed and Grub is sponsored by DaVinci, the only cannabis vaporizer that is built with a sealed zirconia and glass vapor pathway, which means none of your vapor touches any metals or plastics, and it gives you the most smooth, pure, tasteful experience. And you can use it with flower or extract. You can control your airflow.
It's kind of how we just did all these cream sodas, and we all love. It's like, why would you try anything but boiling if you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how, like, if you use the DaVinci to get like to like
Yeah.
vape and everything. It's like, yeah, that's the boiling of
vaporizers. Yeah,
vaporizers.
put your weed in there. It's gonna be fucking awesome. You can control the temperature precision with within 1 degree of accuracy. And DaVinci's been featured in a whole bunch of magazines. And the IQ won Spanibus for best product.
Whoa, no
Barcelona.
kidding.
Yeah,
Wait, it won Spain?
it won Spain.
It won Spain.
It won Spain, basically.
That's freaking awesome.
So there is no denying with DaVinci, they have you covered, and we've been using it, our fabulous IQ2, and we want all of our listeners to get one too. So if you go to DaVinci.com or DaVinciVaporizer.com and you enter the code GRUB at checkout, you'll get 10% off.
Check them out. So worth your time. Walking around outside, trying to get some air, trying to treat myself right, trying to just, live my best life.
Yeah.
I do feel like a big part of self-care is treating yourself to things like the DaVinci to just, I don't know, it makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, give them a follow and check them out at DaVinciVaporizer.com, and also let us know when you get yours and how you like it.
100%. Perfect segue into our very important bud, Chuck, today.
Yes.
Speaking of technology.
Chuck Warner from Cannabis and Tech Today, which we contributed to a few months ago with our cannabis brand name generator called Dominate the Clouds.
Dominate the Clouds. We made a Mad Lib in his magazine where you can create your own brand of weed using our Mad Lib and a bunch of words we gave you, or words on your own. It was very fun.
We had such a blast, and he's so cool. And he joined us today to tell us a little bit about himself and about Emerge, which is the cannabis conference, the very first virtual cannabis conference that's going to be happening on this cool new platform that is next week, September 8th, 9th, and 10th. We caught up with Chuck to hear more about Emerge and just what he's all about.
Yeah, so without further ado, here's our interview with
Chuck Warner. Well, here we are with Chuck Warner. Hey, Chuck.
How's it going?
We're so excited to have you on for what we're going to call the High Five.
Love it. I'm so excited to be here.
Our first of the High Five is tell us who you are and what you do.
All right. I didn't prepare for this, so I hope I get this right. I'm Chuck Warner. I'm the editor-in-chief with Cannabis and Tech Today. We make a pretty cool magazine, podcast, and we have a really cool event coming up called Emerge.
So how did you get into cannabis and technology, and why did you want to combine the two?
I've just always been like a tech guy, like science, like kind of nerdy like that. And cannabis is really cool as well. I've been a big fan of it for a long time. And I figured if you could combine the two and we could talk about like tech and science in cannabis, that would be like the best job in the world. So here I am until they kick me out. This is my jam, cannabis, tech, and science. And there's so much cool stuff like I'm learning every day about this. It means there's always cool stories to talk about and people to interview and, companies to talk about that are doing just wild stuff.
I'd love to, I'm sorry, Mary Jane, can I do a 0.5 question? So it's a high 5.5, like a half question? I think the cool thing about what you just said about until they kick me out is that nobody can kick you out if you're creating your own ideas and making your own entrepreneurial actions happen. And you seem like somebody who wants to make things and create things and then finish those things. And I was hoping you could just talk a little bit more about where that comes from and what your like ideology is on that, because you're making so much all the time that nobody can stop you.
Man, that's a really good question. I just think that I enjoy content, and when you enjoy really good stuff, like, I remember back in the day when you'd get a magazine in the mail and you were excited, like whether it was, like Playboy magazine for me or, GQ or Sports Illustrated, like I would get excited when that thing would come in the mail, and I liked reading the articles. I like TV shows and podcasts. And so to be able to, I guess, kind of mimic the things that you like and work with a good team, because it's totally all about the team. I've got a really solid team all around me, and you just get to like create ideas. That's the fun part. Like to me, like, work, all the drudgery and the, emails and all that stuff is torture sometimes, but the actual golden art of creating, taking an idea and turning it into something that's fun, especially when it hits. You know what I mean? Like when it actually works. And sometimes it doesn't, and we don't talk about that. But when it actually does work, it's really cool to see how you can go from an idea to something that people go, hey, I dig that. Or, you know, like I learned something from that, or you inspired me. So I guess ultimately it comes down to wanting to inform and inspire people. And if we can have fun along the way, then that's where it's at.
Awesome.
Word.
I want to know
Super word.
how you got involved in the cannabis world.
Yeah, so I started out doing sports publications. I'm a big sports fan, and I used to do like the event programs. If you go to like a really big sporting event, like the World Series, the Super Bowl, PGA Championships, like that was my jam for a while. And we learned how to make really great programs and tie in with events. Hospitality, you know, that was the thing, right? You go to the Super Bowl, it's kind of about the parties and it's about the you know, the events, and then there's a game. Well, then the economy kind of collapsed in 2008, and I said, I'm done with all this. But I was always a tech fan, so we decided to launch a tech magazine, because, you know, print's just such a great way to make money. And we launched a magazine like 5 years ago, and it was called Innovation in Tech Today. And so we covered a lot of like CES stuff, you know, like cybersecurity, gaming, wearables, smart home technology. I mean, cool stuff, but not as cool as cannabis and tech. We spun off from Innovation in Tech a couple years ago, and we were like, there should be a tech magazine just for the cannabis industry. And there was business magazines and there was lots of lifestyle magazines, but this was just like a little niche that we kind of fit in nicely because we had credibility. We had street cred, you know, from Innovation in Tech. And so coming over here, we knew how to make world-class magazines, you know, get great content. And then if we could tie them in with events, it was a slam dunk. So we always had these great events that we could go to. You know, you guys probably were there at all the same ones, you know, the MJ Bizzes and, you know, all this stuff. So it was kind of the same model, but it just sort of, the cannabis started pulling me in that direction. And then the other stuff, you know, it just, like, it's still great. We have 5 magazines over here, but the cannabis and tech thing really took off. And I just think that, I think it's 2 things that go together really, really well, especially in this day and age. So yeah, it was kind of accidental, but it was also one of those ideas where we were like talking, you know, we'd be like, you know what? We need to do a cannabis and tech magazine. And we were like, yeah, great idea, man. And then like a couple months later, we're like, you know what? We should do a cannabis tech magazine, you know? And then fast forward like a year later, we were like, we got to do this thing or someone else is gonna. So that's sort of how it happened.
Oh, it's amazing. I have another 0.5 question, a high 5.5. We're at 6, high 6. Is there something that you were blown away by in the tech side of cannabis where you were like, I used to roll up a piece of aluminum foil, fashion it into a pipe, and that worked fine? Or a piece of farm equipment? Is there anything in the tech world that you want to share with our listeners that you were kind of blown away by?
You want to know what's crazy is we got a phone call from New Zealand. And this guy was like, hey, I love your podcast. So right away, this phone call was going good, right? And he's like, hey, man, love your podcast down here, you know, Cannabis Tech Talks and everything. He's like, I got to send you something. And I was like, all right. And he's like, it's something that makes your body absorb like 30% more of whatever you do. You put it under your tongue and, you know, here you go. It's like a delivery system that enhances the experience. So anyways, the call was over and I didn't think about it. Like 2 weeks later, I got a box and I opened it. It was from New Zealand. And there was like, I was scared. Like he's like, it's going to get you really high. And I was like, how high? So yeah, man, the technology is coming and these people are inventing and there's just all kinds of cool stuff coming out. And I still haven't tried it because I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
This guy seemed legit, you know, he's like, don't go anywhere.
Yeah. He had the fervor, the zeal, the light in his eyes.
But what's funny is he was in New Zealand and I was like, wait, do you guys have weed down there? And he was like, no, it's they're working on it, but they still haven't got it there. So New Zealand's got their stuff together, but they're not quite, not to legalized status yet.
They're not all that.
They're not all that. I mean, but they got some smart people there. So no, I think the tech and the science is a really fun angle that everybody can get in. Because when you think about it, like even as a kid growing up or whatever, like everybody liked like space, like science. Like it's just kind of something that's easy for people to latch onto. So when you combine it in cannabis, it's a freaking no-brainer.
Yeah, I feel like especially right now with, not being able to really get outside so much, like mapping the inner journey is a really cool thing to do. And some of the science that's coming out about the endocannabinoid system and mapping that and how different cannabinoids interact with it, all that kind of stuff. The science behind it's amazing. We're just starting to learn. So
entourage effect.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of that, like it's all starting to make sense. You're like, oh, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And terpenes and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I think it's super cool. I think it's fun and it's definitely not boring, because there's always new stuff, that's coming out. And so, yeah, we get to work in a pretty cool industry.
Yeah. Like the plant has roots. My nerves look like roots. Come on. It's all right here.
Okay. I don't even know where we are in the high five anymore, but my next question is, what is Emerge?
Emerge was kind of an idea that we hatched a few months ago. We were all in lockdown. We were missing everybody. We were watching the news. We saw that it looked like this Corona thing was it was probably going to be here for a minute. And, events were a big part of my life. I probably was on the road like 10, 12 days a month, right? So, we were always going to a lot of events, you're covering events, everything like that. All of a sudden that stopped. And that was a big void in the industry. So we were like, what if we did a virtual event and we got everybody together, like a big extravaganza, but it can't suck. And so we were like, what would make it cool? And a lot of the virtual events were just kind of like a Zoom, like a glorified Zoom. And then we started talking about, well, what if you could create an avatar and walk around like a 3D virtual reality type scenario? And we found out that this technology was out there. They've been using it for a while. And right now it's like blowing up. So we said, let's do a virtual cannabis event. Let's focus on science because, I'm a science guy, kind of nerd like that. And also let's be super diverse because right now social equity is huge. I mean, as a culture, we're really looking inward right now to see, hey, are we doing things the right way? Is this how we want to be? And I think that the whole industry is having a little bit of a reckoning. And I think that, so we wanted to be super diverse and have lots of business opportunities, but we wanted it to be cool. So this has a 3D platform where you create avatars and you go in and you mess around like in a video game, and it's open for 90 days. So that's Emerge. And we have a bunch of really cool partners we're working with, and we want everybody to come in and check it out because we're raising funds. And we're going to hopefully inform a lot of people and create an environment where people can get back together and do some business because we miss it, as an industry. And so we wanted to do something because we're cannabis and tech today that would hopefully be a little techy and cool. And yeah, so far it's looking like it's going to be a really, really cool event.
I'm so excited.
Awesome.
I've been seeing people creating their avatars and like starting to explore the space. And I'm so excited that we get to be there. It's going to be so cool.
As somebody who loves getting high and playing video games like The Sims or Animal Crossing, it's pretty exciting to be able to like create myself and then connect with people I've never met before in a very like Sims-esque way.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Belgium to find this platform. It's called Hyperfair, and they just had an event. They had a real estate event, I think in Panama, and they had 12,000 people, and there was like 61,000 conversations happening between the people in there, and you get all this information afterwards. So yeah, it's totally like a video game. And when you walk in there and you walk around, like we were in the platform last week and just doing a demo, just kind of showing people, and we were walking around in there. And there were other people walking around in there. And we were like, who is that? And so you like go up to them and you like click on them and you're like, oh, cool. You're with that company. What's up, man? And they're doing the same thing. They're like, who is that? And that's just before, the thing kicks off. So when it actually does, people are going to be mobbing around in there like a video game. And you don't know who you're going to be standing next to. It could be, freaking, you don't even know. And there's
Yeah.
a lot of ways to connect. You know, you can talk to them, you can exchange business cards, you can chat. You can even like start having a Zoom conversation. So they make it easy. And actually someone brought this up. Some people are shy at events, or they don't like big crowds and having to like, you know, force their way in there. Here, you can make your avatar whatever you want, and you can go out there and it's not really you. So if you're shy, you can, you know, be playing the character and get out there and do some networking. So I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. I think that it adds an element of gamification, and then hopefully that'll keep people on the platform longer, so that it's a better experience for a virtual event.
It's so rad.
It
And people
absolutely
will
will.
like, you
And-
can experience it in real time, and then you'll be able to like go back for 90 days and see all the things that you missed and visit the booths. And
I mean, we'll probably have probably a couple avatars are going to end up hooking up. They're going to like, you know, like there's going to be a wedding that comes from this. Like you're just standing in auditorium 3 watching this session, and all of a sudden you're like, who's this next to me? And then you start chatting, and next thing you know, like that, who knows? It could be like the love connection.
Oh man, maybe Weed and Grub can officiate a wedding after this.
See, that would be a news story. People would be like, where did you guys meet? Emerge.
yeah, it used to be Burning Man, and now it's Emerge. Well, I think that brings us to our 5th question. Mike, do you want to?
Well, yeah, I would love to ask our 6th question from the first time we met, when we were at that really nice dinner sitting across from each other, to this today, right now. I feel better talking to you. I feel happy. I feel positive. I feel like things are hopeful, and I can achieve anything that I want to achieve. You just instill a positive force of creativity. And I'm wondering, one, so this will be another 1.5 question. One, if you're aware of that effect that you have on other people, and also where that comes from, and also how you use that to just like charge ahead and, I don't know, make the world a better place, because you're a real positive person who is making the world a better place.
Oh, thanks, man. That means a lot. You know, because when you just set aside your work, it's like, what's your legacy going to be? Or what are you leaving behind? Like, and so that means a lot. I don't know. I feel like we can either be a force for good, or we can stir shit up. You know, I don't even know if I could cuss on here, but you know, it's like, I think it can. Yeah.
You
this
definitely
is like
fucking
HBO. Yeah, this is HBO. We can cuss. No, I want to be one of the good guys, and I think that collaboration and just bringing people together is how stuff gets done. You know, like I was in the Army, and we had you know, sometimes really crappy missions and tough things to do, but we found that if you have a sense of humor, that it kind of like makes it more fun for everybody. Even if you're freezing your butt off, you know, you're out in a desert or, you know, a jungle or something, if you can crack some jokes, I think that people will it just makes the experience a little easier. Or you pick on somebody who's really weak and you make fun of them, you know, and so you're just like, no. I just think that we all make a choice with how we're, you know, kind of going to approach the situation. And trust me, like I have days where I get up and I'm like, ugh. You know, it's like hard to get out of bed, you know, like, you know, that to-do list is really long, or, you know, you don't even want to open that laptop. But honestly, I think that also it's what you put in. Like, you know, the content that you consume too, like don't watch the news too much, you know, don't get caught up in, you know, too much of that kind of stuff. It's hard and it'll suck you in. But if you put in positive stuff and you're around positive people, I think that helps as well. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that you could be around that just, they really suck your energy. And so, you know, try to avoid those people as much as you can, and sometimes they're in your family, can't do anything about that. You can still avoid them, but yeah, you know, they say you are who you surround yourself with. So if you can surround yourself with pretty good people, I think that helps make the journey a little easier. And you know, that's kind of just what I've embodied here. But you guys are the same way. When I listen to your podcast, like when I have literally turned off the news and went and turned on your podcast because I wanted to change my state, right? Because I was, okay, done. I checked it with the news 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, it's all shit, mate. Straight shit. So I'm out. And then I put your guys' podcast on, and all of a sudden my state is different. So you guys do that. And I don't know if you realize it or not, but that is a really, really cool thing for your audience to have access to. You know what I mean? To be able to listen to something where you can learn some stuff and you can have some fun, because I need that. Like, I have to turn it off sometimes when it comes to, you know, all the craziness of the news and the world right now. I mean, it's a freaking pandemic, and we're trying to just, you know, be all happy and everything. Like, it's a crazy ass time.
Well, thank you for saying that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think about legacy a lot. So it's very cool to hear that you think long term like that. Like, even after we're gone, like how will we still remain? And I think it can be such a driving force for good if you think about how do you say it, Mary Jane? Leave it better. Like, what's the camping motto?
Yeah, leave it better than you found it, which is the meaning
that.
of life, according to my father, who was a conservationist. You know, he's like, you have to come upon it, appreciate it for what it is, and try and leave it better than you found it. And that's all you need to know. And I was like, what? Wow. Okay.
I hope my daughter thinks of me that way. You know what I mean? She's probably just like, oh, my dad is so lame. You know? Like, she's 8, you know, so everything I do is lame. My music's lame. My movies are lame, you know, everything like that. But if she said something like what you just said, you know, like a profound memory or something like that, that's winning. You know, that's a good thing right there, especially with teenagers, preteens.
Yeah.
Their eyes roll so hard you can hear their eyes rolling. Like, it's like,
oh my gosh. And whenever I'm excited about something, I'm like, no, you got to check this out. Like, it's just, no, watch this video. It's going to be funny. They're just like,
Yeah, nothing like the disdain of an 8-year-old. Ooh, brutal.
Oh man. Yeah, I play music for my son. He's 15, right? And I'm like, oh, you got to check this out. This is real hip hop. And he's just like, oh, Dad. Makes me feel a little old.
I would love to find some good new hip hop. So if you have any suggestions, maybe we can connect at Emerge and we can talk hip hop a little bit and trade some names.
I love that idea. And by the way, because we have this virtual world, like, we've been approached by artists, performers and things like that. They're like, wait, so we could use one of your auditoriums. We could have a live feed come in and we could put like a couple thousand people in there and we can put on a performance. And we're like, yeah, absolutely. So that's really like just kind of the tip of the iceberg with this platform, is that you can get, you know, a couple thousand people together even during a pandemic, and you don't have to worry about wearing masks and, you know, traveling and stuff. So it really is about the creativity of how we use this platform. And the exhibitors that we have are already like, dude, we're going to launch products, you know, we're going to do this. So it's kind of fun to create something, sit back and see the ideas that are percolating amongst these other people, because they've got some really good ones. And again, I think it just goes back to the, you know, who we are in the industry. We're resourceful. We'll figure stuff out even during a pandemic. And by the way, we're excited because you guys are going to be at Emerge too. I've heard rumor.
Mm-hmm. Man, I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, you guys are going to be like, you know, the hosts, and this is amazing. Like, for Emerge 1.0 to have Weed and Grub there is just super cool. You guys are like, you're going to just bring it all together nicely. Those great tracks and all this cool tech. So yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. And yeah, after it's all done, then we'll be like, woo, it's done.
Yeah.
And then three months later, we'll do another one, you know, but we'll have a little bit of time to breathe in between. But yeah, it's really cool. There's some cool stuff coming up for the end of this year, and it's 2020. So what could go wrong?
We are so excited to host, and it will be on September 8th, 9th, and 10th. And even though we will have links on our Instagram, we will have links in the show note for this podcast. Could you also just give the plugs and give all of the info one final time for all of our listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. So just go to emergecanna.com. There's a little ticket button there, and you can go in there. There's a $10 ticket, which gives you 90 days access. And then there's a $25 ticket if you're a big baller. And that comes with a print subscription to Cannabis and Tech Today. And we're donating right now $1 to Last Prisoner Project and Minorities for Medical Marijuana with each ticket purchased. And the person buying the ticket can also donate $1 as well. So we're going to raise some money for some good causes, but it's emergecanna.com. And, you know, you can Google it or whatever. Event High is the ticketing company that's doing it. Those guys are super awesome there. So yeah, check it out. I mean, come in and have fun, bring a friend, create an avatar, support some really cool innovation in the cannabis space, and let's have some fun.
Absolutely. And meet people from all over the place.
Yeah,
seriously,
you can spark one with a new virtual friend.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cool. That's cool.
Awesome. Well, so good to hang out with you, and I can't wait to see you again at the conference.
I'm super excited, and thank you so much for having me and being a part of this. Like, I think this is going to be something that is really cool, and will sort of set the bar, for virtual events moving forward.
I'm going to do a quick sign out for us while we're on with you. If you would like to leave us a 5-star review, we are at Weed and Grub on iTunes. Instagram is also at Weed and Grub. We will be hosting Emerge, so please come hang with us and blaze with us. Why the heck not? Thank you so much. Everybody have great days out there. Bye, everyone.
Bye.